till we get audio.
You got it.
Good evening. It is November 20th at 6:27 PM. I'll open up the Dudley Conservation meeting. Members present,
Nancy Vukovic.
Samantha Costello.
George Slingo.
Fran Mikulajczyk.
James Kepke.
Okay, on the agenda is Lot 1, R2 Noble Street, NOI for a single-family dwelling. Public hearing continued.
Do you want to reopen?
I'll open it up at 6:29, 6:28.
I thought we were just continuing it for tonight.
Okay,
Well, 1 or 2?
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Okay.
okay.
So we're going to continue the public, so I move that we continue the public hearing for Lot 1, R2, Noble Street.
I'll second it.
To the next meeting, which is
December 11th.
December 11th. Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lot 1R3 Noble Street, same thing?
Same thing, yep.
I make a motion that we continue the public hearing for Lot 1, R3, Noble Street.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lot 6R Noble Street, NOI for single-family dwelling and associated activities. That one's continued also?
No.
Well, you were on a roll.
This, you want to open it?
I'll open the public hearing at 6:30.
You have the other two that we passed on? Thank you, Carol.
Okay. The public, okay.
You have that picture? For these guys?
Good evening, Nick Condex, I'm an engineering. This is Lot 6R Noble Street, part of the Pierpont Estates subdivision. So Lot 6R is part of the final phase of the subdivision. As you can see, there's majority of the lot is mostly wetlands. We have pretty confined area to work with. There is a drainage easement in the southern part of the property that happens to be a wetland road crossing. That's kind of what we had to use that wing wall that you see on the plan is kind of what we had to use to build our driveway off of. And as you can see, this is a 3-bedroom dwelling, on-site septic and well. And we had to use some retaining walls to, bring the house up a little bit in the back, just so we could get in there with the driveway. It is tight. I know it's close to the 25-foot no-touch line. We've talked with the builder, and we will, we'll stake out that line if need be to make sure, we don't go over it, because we are close to it with the proposed grading.
Does this meet the 75% upland?
I don't know off the top of my head. I know it's wet. Not all the way to the back of the lot. There is some upland in the northern part of the lot, because the lot is fairly large. I can't tell you that off the top of my head.
Well, the zoning is Res 87, and we have a bylaw in conservation that has 75% uplands.
Okay. I'll have to check on that and get back to you then, because I can't tell you that right now.
So we'll have to continue this.
The house itself has to be built up.
No, the whole lot has to be 75%. You can only have 25% wetland on the lot.
He said there's a lot of wetland on
Yeah,
You
look
can
at
see
it
it.
all.
the lot. Yeah,
It's
so,
25%?
Yep.
25% wetland is the maximum.
Yeah.
Any opponents?
Well, it was approved, you know, I don't know if that's a new law, but it was
No, that's always been approved.
it's, okay. Because the lot was approved at one point when the subdivision, you know, it was back in,
The
Goes
only
back to the
difference,
90s, doesn't it?
huh?
It goes back to the 1990s, that the 75% upland requirement. It's posted on our bulletin board out here, too.
okay.
Did Matt,
So when they approved the
has
subdivision,
Matt been to the site?
it looks like it.
The issue, the standard issue.
Yeah. But I don't think that he understood.
No.
The other question, well, when this subdivision was approved, what was the lot sizes then? You don't know that answer either.
well, I know the lot sizes were smaller.
Yeah.
When they first, well, this lot was the same size, but when they first approved it, they did it for, I think they had like 20 or 30 more lots in the subdivision, but the prior engineering company, messed up their calculations, so they had to redo the whole subdivision. But I think this lot was,
It could have been approved by the planning board, but
okay, yeah,
the zoning, conservation, we have our own, that one rule. We don't have a lot of rules, most of it's 25-foot setback, and we have 75% uplands. I think
yeah.
that's
I
what we,
can check to see if it has a date on it.
but if they were if they were half-acre lots, when the whole subdivision was approved, then it's based on that half-acre lot, and of course, you'd be fine then,
Okay,
because what
yeah.
your building area is.
Yeah, I'll have to check where the wetland line ends in the back of the lot and see if there's 75% upland.
I'm just going by what you have here, where it says Res 87. It's
Yeah.
obviously, just looking at it, I don't see 75% upland, what you have there.
Yeah, what I'm showing there is definitely not, yeah.
He says it's mostly wetland.
Do you want to continue this meeting, or do you want to, until we find out, until you tell us
Yeah.
that it's a 75% upland, or we wouldn't approve the lot anyway, so if you want, I think you're better off continue this meeting till you find out about that.
Yeah,
We can ask if there's any butters present, make sure, you have, in case there's any other issues that need to be brought up,
okay.
if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. No.
Are there any butters present?
6R.
6R Noble Street? Okay. Could you please come up and state your name for the record, if you'd like to?
4.
Okay, so, no, I think it's 42 on mine.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's no.
Are there any questions from the board members about the lot?
So I make a motion, we continue the public hearing.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine
Okay.
with that.
I'll second it.
A motion's been made and seconded to continue the public hearing. All those approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Okay, next on the lot is 42 Noble Street, NOI for a single-family dwelling and associated activities. I'll open the public hearing at 6:37. You can have this one back. I'll keep it if you want. Sorry. Okay, so lot 42R.
All right, 42R. It's right across the street from 6R.
Yep.
It's got a drainage easement in the northern part of the property and in the southern part. It's that same road crossing right up against the road. Fairly similar, driveway entrance as 6R. Building right off of that wing wall. This one is a 4-bedroom, however. We're able to keep the septic out of the buffer zone. It's just the house is in the buffer zone as well as the majority of the driveway.
Yep.
And also I'd like to note on both of these lots, 6R and 42R, that the soil testing hasn't been done yet. So we've been waiting for Tom to get back to do soil testing, so that's something else we'll need to complete. We're hoping to do that soon.
So the septic has not been,
It has not been approved by the Board of Health.
so this design could change.
It could change.
Should wait. It's my opinion.
It'd be in the same location, just might shrink or it might get a little larger depending on the perk rate.
What were the perk rates of the other lots in the area?
We use the perk rates of the abutting lots to size it, just to make sure we could fit it. The one next door, the large house that they're building right now, I think it was a 60-minute perk rate we ended up having to go with. It was just a bad time of the year. In my opinion, it was the spring. It was really wet. So that system was fairly large. This one, I think we used a 30-minute perk rate. We were hoping to get a better perk rate out of this one. It's a little bit better soils up there. It's right next to that drainage basin, as you can see. So should be some good gravels there. But like I said, we haven't done soil testing, so we won't know until we do that.
Okay, so if this board approves this and it changes, you're gonna have to come back before the board.
Yes, yeah,
You understand that?
yeah.
Okay, so that's more in cost on your part. You'd have to advertise and everything else.
Or you can continue the
Yeah,
public
why
hearing.
Or you can continue the,
Just continue it.
it's up to you.
Well, the
If you-
one we did.
If you based it on a 30-minute perk and you didn't, and it came in at 28, it's smaller, you're fine. But if it comes back larger, you're gonna take more space or move the house closer, you're gonna have to come back before the board.
Yeah, if we move the house closer, then yes, but we might be able to still keep the house there and just maybe move the septic, a different position. I know previously on some other lots,
Yep,
you've approved them without the soil testing, so. The one across the street, which is
I'm
next
just
to
wanting to
6R.
make you aware of that.
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah.
Okay,
So actually, his septic leach pad is...
well, I mean, if it comes, he's basically on a 30-minute perk. If this comes back as a 60-minute perk,
Right.
it's gonna be twice or 1.5 times the size of that.
Yeah, it'll be bigger.
So then he'd have to potentially move the house or redesign this whole thing. Put a Presby
And it's
system in or
already in the
something
buffer
like that.
zone.
Right.
And it's already in the buffer zone. This is the 100-foot buffer, the red line.
Yep.
Can you do that?
Huh?
Can you do that? Put it within the buffer zone? The leach bed?
We can, yes, we can allow that.
Why did Matt say to issue a standard order?
Because I don't think Matt knew that hasn't been approved yet.
So you don't want to...
He's just
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at the plan.
okay, right.
So, as long as you understand that, if it comes back a 60-minute perk and you're moving stuff, you have to come back before the board,
You gotta refile.
refile.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
All right, are there any abutters? You're okay with everything? Okay. Any questions from the board?
So we wouldn't want to just wait to see what the,
Perk test.
right, that, and if they approve the septic first. Would make more sense, no?
If he doesn't want to wait, he wants an answer, you have two choices. I mean, we can't, right now, he basically meets all the criteria.
For
If
us.
everything passes, like with,
Correct. The way it is right now, this proposed plan meets everything meets all the criteria. So that's the reason why Matt said issue a standard order conditions. But if it changes, then he has to come back before the board. If he moves the house
right,
or enlarges the septic.
and the Board of Health might not approve that.
Correct. Well, the Board of Health will approve. Trouble is, we might not approve it then, if he encroaches too
right.
close.
Because of the 25-foot no disturb zone.
Right. All right, somebody want to make a motion? Well, actually, I'll close the public hearing at 6:45. Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we issue a standard order of conditions, subject to,
The perk test.
subject to any changes in the septic system.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the Lot 42R Noble Street for an NOI for a single-family dwelling and associated activities. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next one up is Lot 30R. I'm sorry,
No, 30.
Fish Road, 30 Fish Road. You guys.
How you doing? John Angelovich with Ramco Construction. Marion fell down and got hurt today, our wetlands consultant. So she's curious if she could, go through speakerphone to do her speech, if that's possible. Yeah?
It's not a member of the board, so that's okay if, it's not a quorum issue.
She's more the professional, I'll be honest.
Yep,
Okay. I'm gonna give Marion a call.
first time for everything.
You may just want to put it, you may want to turn the microphone down closer to where.
Hi, Marion. Are you ready to go on speakerphone? Okay, 1 second.
Put it down on one of the speak.
This is Marion Pinto. Go ahead, Marion.
Hi there. I don't know if anything's been discussed at this point,
No.
or if you're looking for an overview of what we're trying to do.
An overview.
Okay. Several months ago, we filed for the southern portion of the Zajac gravel pit to accept certain wetland areas. We've now gone to the north side of the rail trail and have multiple isolated areas that were excavated as part of the gravel operation. And we're looking for a negative determination for those depressions. Last year, when we were filing, there was so much flooding and high water tables that all of these were holding water. This year, they all went dry this summer. And I unfortunately have photographs here, but we've shared the photographs amongst us, so, anyway, the regulations state that a pond where gravel pits create ponds, they're exempt as long as the gravel pit remains active for 5 or more consecutive years. And that is the case, that the gravel pit has remained active.
Okay.
I went out and delineated these little pockets of isolated areas. They show up on Mass GIS because they did photo imagery dating back to, I think they were using 2005, 2008, and you can clearly see these depressions in the springtime of either 2005 or 8. So they were depicted as wetland areas as opposed to gravel pit depressions. So basically, we're just submitting this to identify where those areas are that were created as part of the gravel operation.
Okay. So you're saying that it's a continuation of a gravel pit?
Yes. The entire area had been worked, and even on the northeast side of the rail trail, there are areas that had continued to have excavation going on and gravel removed. But the regulations, I had an attorney actually pointed out to me, are clear that if the gravel pit is active, any work they've done on the gravel pit site remains exempt if it creates ponds. Those ponds are exempt.
Okay.
As long as the gravel pit is still active. And it doesn't necessarily mean that those ponds themselves are active, but that the gravel pit is still,
As a whole?
as a whole, is still an active operation, yes.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
No.
Is there any butters involved?
Are there any abutters present? Okay. I've hunted this area. I know that there's open gravel spots. I've known it for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we,
No.
Yep,
There was no public hearings.
Okay.
no, we're all set.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
motion.
okay, make a motion that we issue a -3 determination for 30 Fish Road.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much for being able to take me on speakerphone. I really appreciate it.
I hope
No
you're
problem.
better soon, Mary Ann.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Is technology
You're welcome.
wonderful?
Bye-bye.
Is there anything you sign? Oh, excuse me?
No, because everything was carried.
No, do you want us to send you
Well,
the
unless this
RDA,
one-
or do you want to come and pick it up?
I
Okay,
can pick it up, actually. It's
This
fine.
one, 30
All right.
Fish Road, do we have to sign anything on
Next
that?
week?
Yeah.
Okay.
you're welcome.
We don't
You
have to,
too.
we don't have to sign anything.
Don't have to sign 30 Fish Road?
Yeah,
It's in there?
it's not in there.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I have to go back and sign it, sorry, that's my mistake.
October 30th meeting minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented?
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the meeting minutes for October 30th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
58, 6:53.